Imagine living in a village where you can't drive to your own front door. No traffic lights, no traffic jams, not even roads. Instead, people travel by boat through quiet canals that run between beautiful thatched cottages. Welcome to Giethoorn, one of the most unique villages in the Netherlands. Giethoorn is located in the province of Overijssel, in the northeastern part of the Netherlands, about 120 kilometers from Amsterdam. Although it's home to fewer than 3,000 people, it's visited by over 1 million tourists every year, making it one of the country's most famous villages. What makes Giethoorn so special is that, unlike almost every other town, it has almost no roads in its historic center. Instead, a network of peaceful canals connects the homes, gardens, and small islands that make up the village. For centuries, boats have been the main way to get around. Residents travel through the canals using small electric boats, canoes, or traditional Dutch whisper boats, which are almost completely silent. Many houses can only be reached by crossing one of the village's wooden bridges or arriving by water. This unique layout has earned Giethoorn the nickname the Dutch Venice. But many visitors believe it's even more peaceful than Venice thanks to its quiet atmosphere and beautiful natural surroundings. Giethoorn's story began around the 13th century, when a group of settlers arrived in this remote, marshy region after fleeing severe floods in other parts of the Netherlands. At the time, the area was covered with swamps, lakes, and dense vegetation, making it difficult to build a traditional village. The first inhabitants quickly realized that the land beneath them was rich in peat, a material that was widely used as fuel during the Middle Ages. For generations, they dug thousands of tons of peat from the ground to heat homes and cook food. But this work had an unexpected consequence. As more and more peat was removed, the excavated pits slowly filled with water from underground springs and rain. Over the centuries, these small pools merged together, naturally creating the network of canals and lakes that defines Giethoorn today. In other words, the village's famous waterways weren't originally planned. They were accidentally created by the people who lived there. Because there were no proper roads across the swampy ground, boats quickly became the easiest way to move people, animals, and goods. Families built simple wooden boats to travel between their homes, transport supplies, and reach nearby farms. Long before cars existed, water had already become the village's main transportation route. As the village grew, dozens of small wooden bridges were built to connect the tiny islands created by the canals. Today, Giethoorn has more than 170 bridges, giving residents access to homes, gardens, and walking paths while preserving the unique layout that has existed for centuries. Unlike many historic European villages that were heavily damaged by wars or rapid industrialization, Giethoorn remained relatively untouched. Its peaceful location helped preserve many of its traditional thatched roof farmhouses, some of which are more than 200 years old and are still inhabited today. What makes Giethoorn unique isn't a famous castle or a towering cathedral. It's the way the entire village was designed around water. Instead of streets lined with cars, you'll find narrow canals winding between traditional Dutch cottages, creating one of the most peaceful places in Europe. Most of the houses date back to the 18th and 19th centuries and are famous for their beautiful thatched roofs, which were originally made from local reeds growing around the village. Many of these homes have been carefully preserved and are surrounded by colorful flower gardens, giving Giethoorn its fairy tale appearance. Because the canals divide the village into small islands, more than 170 wooden bridges connect homes, gardens, and walking paths. Many houses don't even have a driveway. Instead, residents tie their boats to a small private dock just outside their front door. Another special feature is how the architecture blends perfectly with nature. The cottages sit low to the ground, surrounded by trees, flowers, and water, making it feel as if the village has always been part of the landscape. Despite welcoming visitors from all over the world, Giethoorn has remained remarkably authentic. Giethoorn is surrounded by one of the most beautiful natural landscapes in the Netherlands. The village lies within Weerubbenweiden National Park, the largest freshwater wetland in northwestern Europe, a protected area filled with lakes, canals, reed beds, forests, and wetlands. The calm canals reflect the traditional cottages and wooden bridges, creating postcard-perfect views in every direction. In spring and summer, colorful flowers bloom along the water, while the gardens surrounding each house make the village feel even more picturesque. Beyond the historic center, the waterways open into peaceful lakes where visitors can continue exploring by boat. With almost no traffic noise, the only sounds are birds singing, the wind through the reeds, and the gentle movement of boats across the water. Each season gives Giethoorn a completely different atmosphere. In spring and summer, everything is covered in vibrant greenery, making it the perfect time for boating. During autumn, the trees turn shades of gold and orange, while winter transforms the village into a peaceful wonderland. When temperatures are cold enough, parts of the canals freeze, allowing people to skate through the village just as locals have done for generations. One of the best ways to experience Giethoorn is by taking a boat tour through its famous canals. From the water, you can admire the traditional cottages, charming wooden bridges, and beautiful gardens while seeing the village exactly as the locals do. Another must-see is the village's historic center, where narrow footpaths run alongside the canals, crossing dozens of picturesque wooden bridges. Every corner offers a perfect photo, making it easy to understand why Giethoorn is one of the most photographed places in the Netherlands. For those interested in the village's past, the museum Giethoorn Old Mat UU's offers a glimpse into what life was like centuries ago. Inside, you'll find a traditional farmhouse with original furniture, tools, and exhibits explaining how people lived, worked, and harvested peat before modern tourism arrived. Nature lovers should also explore Weerabbenweeden National Park, either by kayak, canoe, or electric boat. The park is home to a wide variety of birds, fish, and wildlife, with peaceful waterways stretching far beyond the village itself. Finally, don't miss relaxing at one of the cafes or restaurants beside the canals. Life in Giethoorn has always been closely connected to the water. For centuries, boats weren't just a way to travel. They were essential for daily life. Families used them to visit neighbors, transport goods, and reach nearby farms long before roads became common. Even today, that tradition continues. Many residents still use small boats to move around the village, and it's not unusual to see locals arriving home by water instead of by car. This slower pace of life is one of the reasons Giethoorn has kept its peaceful atmosphere despite its popularity. The village is also known for its warm Dutch hospitality. Visitors can enjoy traditional cafes and restaurants serving local specialties such as fresh fish, Dutch pancakes, homemade apple pie, and regional cheeses while overlooking the canals. Throughout the year, Giethoorn hosts small local events and seasonal celebrations that bring the community together. Although tourism plays an important role today, the village has worked hard to preserve its traditions and protect its unique character. One of the most surprising facts about Giethoorn is that many homes in the historic center can't be reached by car at all. Instead, residents walk across wooden bridges or arrive by boat, making everyday life very different from almost anywhere else in the world. The village has more than 170 wooden bridges, many of them privately owned, connecting the small islands created by the canals. Together, they give Giethoorn its unique fairy tale appearance. Giethoorn is often called the Dutch Venice, but many visitors believe it's even more peaceful because there are no crowds of cars, buses, or motorcycles in the village center. Another interesting fact is that the famous whisper boats used by most visitors are electric. Their quiet motors allow people to explore the canals without disturbing the peaceful atmosphere or the surrounding wildlife. Although only around 3,000 people live here, Giethoorn welcomes well over 1 million visitors every year, making it one of the Netherlands' most famous destinations. Giethoorn proves that you don't need skyscrapers or famous landmarks to create one of the world's most incredible places. Would you like to spend a few days in a village with no roads? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy discovering amazing villages and hidden places from around the world, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next adventure.